Hello everyone, welcome to our lesson on writing and presenting. The task for this week is that you have to write a covering letter and a CV. For example, for a job or bursary or university application in response to an advert. So obviously there's a lot to revise and to do. So we are going to try to cover all of this in this lesson and the next two lessons. We obviously have to revise letter format, phrases for opening and closing, paragraph structure, and we need to remember the process of writing. Let's start with a CV. You know that a CV stands for curriculum vitae. And curriculum is like a list, and vitae means of your life. So in a CV, you include something of your personal history, as well as your skills, your achievements, your qualifications, your work experience. Then the covering letter is the letter that goes with that CV. It covers that CV, and the two are sent when you are trying to find a job, and you send that covering letter and your CV to the person that you are hoping is going to employ you. So a CV is a brief summary about you. Brief means short. You don't want your CV to be too long because the employer might get bored and stop reading. It is absolutely critical that everything in the CV is correct. That means all the information is absolutely correct. You never lie or pretend. It also means basic things like spelling. You make such a bad impression if you can't spell in your CV. You must not exaggerate. It's not okay if you make yourself seem that little bit better than you actually were. That's not okay. Remember that there must be details, but a really detailed CV becomes a problem. So rather write this brief or short CV, and if you want to put on an extra page of details that you think this particular employer might be interested in, then that's what you do. How do you write a CV? I'm sure you know this. You've probably done this all in LO. You start with a brief history of yourself. Now I want to say that again. You start with a brief summary of yourself. Now those are the kinds of things that you include. You might want to put in other things, but I think those are the absolute basics and you have to have at least those. Next comes your academic history. You write down the schools and the grades that you have passed. And the way that you generally do this is you put your high school, and we do this in columns, then the date you started in your high school, and if you're still in that high school, you just put a dash. So the name of the high school, and then the grade that you passed, the last grade that you passed. And if you want to put your results or your best results, you can put them there. Then if you've had a previous school, you put that there, the dates and the grade, the highest grade passed in that school. And then any other qualifications in this section. The third section is what experience you might have. Remember, the experience must be related to the job for which you are applying. The next section, your interests. Put down everything that you're interested in, whether or not it applies towards the job that you're applying for. It just gives them an idea of who you are and what you're about. In the next section, you can add in any testimonials. Those are actually letters that have been written about you. You can put the actual copies of those documents there. Or you can put referees, and I would put those referees as well as testimonials. With the referees, you want the name, the address, the contact numbers, and you want some idea of who this person is, the position this person holds, and why you have put in that person that they can phone and ask about you. Your task for today. I want to draw up your CV. Now, I know that you might not have a great deal to put in your CV right now. If you started your CV in grade 9 or 10 with LO, it's a good idea to update it every year. Think of all the little jobs that you might have done during the holidays and include them. Maybe even during term time. What if you've had a babysitting job? That would count. And you may ask the person for whom you've worked to write a testimonial. And that person could be one of your referees. Remember to be honest and accurate. I'm sure this is a task that you'll enjoy doing. From me, bye-bye.